Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Geeks. So guys, in the earlier class we had discussed regarding the basic data types in Python. Now I'll be looking into the functions. In order to understand the operation that may be applied on the string data type, we first need to understand what are functions. As I have conveyed you in my earlier classes also that we will be going through function in the upcoming sessions. So let's see what are functions now. So guys, functions are nothing but set of instructions that perform certain tasks to give certain outputs, and these instructions may be used repeatedly. What does this mean? Suppose you are asked to write addition of two numbers. Say variable 1 is equal to 10 and a variable 2 is equal to 20. What you will do? You will write simply variable 1 plus variable 2, and that gives you output as 30. Suppose if you are asked to write these addition instructions again for variable 3 is equal to 40 and variable 4 is equal to 50, what you will be doing? You will have to write the code again, and simply if I ask you to write this code 10 times for different 10 variables, then you have to write this code repeatedly for 10 times. So in order to perform the addition task repeatedly, we are writing code repeatedly. So if we generalize this action of addition of numbers and use that generalized form instead of writing the code again and again, that would be a smarter solution to our problem on, and that would be reducing the code size, also making things easier for programmers as they have to write less code. So for this purpose, for using some instructions repeatedly, we use functions. Now we will see how do we define these functions. So there are guys for totals 5 steps in defining a function. First of all, we use keyword def, that means definition, defining the function. Then guys, we use the function name. Function name can be any variable like function underscore one, function underscore add, function underscore multiply. You can give the function name depending upon the type of operation that you expect the function to perform. So anything you can use, except the function name should not start with numeric. Why? If I use def, first of all, def is a keyword. Then I write one underscore function, say, and I pass it an argument. What is argument? We'll see. I pass it an argument x. X is just a variable, and I write print x. So what this function is performing? This function is printing the value that is being supplied to it. So if I execute this function, this will give me error. Why? Because I am starting this function with numerics. So function names should not start with numerics first of all. Then guys, the third step in defining a function is supplying it arguments. Like I wrote here just the code, define function x. So here x is our argument. Now what does argument means? Argument is nothing but a variable or a set of variables on which the function performs the task or the operation. Like in this case, we are using function, defining a function for doing addition. So addition can happen on minimum of two variables. So let's say if I supplied two variables to this function, so it will be doing x plus y for me. That is the operation it is performing, and these arguments are separated by commas. So guys, this is the third step. Then comes the fourth step, which is a set of instruction or the code itself for which we are writing this function, the code that performs the operation and gives us certain output. So instruction here is nothing but x plus y. Then comes the return statement. So guys, when a function performs a certain operation, say x plus y, and store the output inside a variable, say z, then we write the return statement. What does return statement do? It returns us the output of the operation that the function has performed. So in this, the operation is addition. We are performing it on x and y and storing it in z and then returning the value of z. So guys, these are the 5 steps that we use to define a function. Now let's see one example. Suppose I write variable 1 is equal to 20 and variable 2 is equal to 30. and I ask you to perform the multiplication using a function. So what we will do, first of all, first step, def, we will use def keyword to define the function. Then we will write the function name as function underscore multiply. Then I will supply it two arguments, say a and b. So guys, we are using here variable 1, variable 2. Here we are using a and b. Why can't we use variable 1 and 2? We can use variable 1 and 2 also. These variables, these arguments that we supply are local to the function. What does that mean? That their scope is restricted to that function, that set of instructions inside that function only. We cannot use it outside that function. So then we will write colon. So this colon represents a starting point of instructions for the function. Then when we press enter, you can see there is a small indent. There is a small space that automatically has been triggered by Python. So this is the way of writing a function, and we'll see this in loops also in the upcoming classes. So if I reduce down this space, I will be getting error. So this is a general notation that we have to follow, that after this semicolon, whatever indent there is, we are to write our code in line with that indenting or that spacing. So now what I'll be doing, I'll be saying C is equal to A multiplied by B and return C. So guys, this is all about defining the function. Then comes, how do I use this function? That is nothing but function call. That is calling the function to perform certain operation for us and giving us certain output. So guys, here I have defined two variables 20 and 30. What I'll do is I will say variable 3 is equal to, instead of variable 1 multiplied by variable 2, I will be using function underscore multiply. Arguments will be variable 1 comma variable 2. So what I am doing here is I am calling this function by its name here, and I am mapping the values of variable 1 into a and variable 2 into b. So these values will of variable 1 and 2 will be supplied to a and b, and then a multiplied by b operation will be performed. That output will be stored inside c, and then return c will return that output to variable 3. So that is the function of return, and this is called function calling. Now this multiplication of 20 and 30 is stored inside variable 3, and if I output variable 3, I'll be getting the output as 600. So guys, if further now I say that I have variable, say x is equal to 100 and y is equal to 20, and I want to perform multiplication, again simply instead of writing this instruction of multiplying manually by coding again and again, I'll be simply writing function underscore multiply and pass the variables x comma y, and will getting the output as 2000. So guys, in this way, writing the set of instructions once, I can use those instructions many times. This is the basic functionality of a function, to use set of instructions recursively, or we can say repeatedly. Guys, this is all about the functions. Next we will be looking into the string operations, because there we will use certain predefined functions by Python library, and we'll be using those functions over the string, and we'll be looking into what operations we can perform over the strings. So till then, please practice Python. And if you have any doubts, please write in the comment section. If you like this tutorial, please press the like button. If you like the channel, please press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you receive the content as soon as it's uploaded. Do take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye bye and happy learning.